The big guys are paying for it. The small guys are paying for it. If you're not being aggressive about SEO, you're just not competing.
Yeah, it's either way you look at it. Like when you pay for it in content, what you're doing is like you're still swapping, like you're actually trading, but there's no physical money transferred. It's like the barter system where I'll write this article for you if you give me this. It's just you're paying for it.
Right.
And so one of the last things I want to talk about is like Google. It's the beast, and they can come and squash sites in a day. I think there was, and you may even be in the same group. There was it Dr. McCullough? Dr. McCullough had a site that had a lot of articles ranked, and it was some of it was to alternative health and holistic sort of health remedies and stuff like that. And I think
Dr. Axe?
is it Dr. Axe? It might be Dr. Axe, yeah.
That one's been on a roller coaster recently, yeah.
Yeah, and they just stopped ranking them. And that's a large website. Like it's got tons of articles. So I've noticed that you've talked a little bit about like how to prepare for Google algorithm updates and stuff like that. And I guess it depends on each site, and you can never be, when we talk about this, guys, you can never be too certain because Google can just come in with one foul swoop and do whatever the hell they want, right? But what, like, if you were to safeguard your site as best possible, are there some things that people could do? And if there was, what do you believe they would be?
Yeah, so this is another topic. We can really, really go super deep on it. But let's say, for example, for like a hypothetical situation, we have written the best piece of content. We have the best backlinks. Like and I'm ranked number 1. Like how can I be sure to keep that up going forward? Well, first things first is remember, like I mentioned before, SEO is a game of one-upping. So just because you got to number 1, you wrote the best piece of content and got the most backlinks and the best backlinks, number 2 through 9 million aren't happy with their positions. So they're still building backlinks. They're still looking at your content, trying to one up it. So there's a process. You got to keep link building. You keep tweaking the content, that kind of stuff. But let's say all that stuff is taken care of. You got all that dialed in. I would say the things to look out for right now with the algorithm is like Google is getting better at validating authenticity of writing and the authorship, so to speak. They're looking at different trust signals that maybe they weren't able to look at before. So taking the extra steps and making it seem like your website is a real website, a real business. It's a real entity with real ownership. If you're an e-commerce store, like you need all the things. You need the privacy policy. You need the terms of service. You need a place for people to make returns at. You need to be reachable. There should be a phone number on the page. There should be all this kind of stuff that real businesses have. And I'm really hardcore into affiliate SEO and affiliate marketing. And like one of the major pitfalls for affiliates is they don't want to have that information on the internet. Like they don't want to be bothered. They want to have that content up there and money to come in overnight. But if you take the steps to, at least make it appear, or even take the steps and make it a real business and get real authors for your articles, like that's probably going to keep you more and more safe in the future. And just another note on like Dr. Axe and all that stuff, like I'm in that same niche too. I'm in the health and fitness niche and all that kind of like holistic health type stuff and dieting and all that. Like people say it's like the hardest niche possible. And sure, it's got its ups and downs. And we got like a couple days ago, we got, humbleized a little bit. But at the end of the day, like these are the niches that Google's really like at least establishing their ground on how they're going to go after all these trust factors. But if you think a step ahead of them and you think and you analyze what are the other guys that are doing, then this niche becomes one of the easiest ones possible because all the competition is giving up.
Yeah. So you can also look at other niches and see like, what are these guys doing to allow themselves to look so much more genuine than most of the people in the health niche?